Prayer is power. When you pray, you are in touch with His power, your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today's program right now is going to be a planetary puja using the chart of now, based off of the location where I am, which right now is in Florida. Dr. Pillai has said about the Religion of Religions YouTube channel, he says, the foundation of all religions is love. It is his desire through the Religion of Religions YouTube channel to unite the many different sects of all religions by meeting in the spiritual realm, by meeting in the heart. We believe in the supreme divine power taking form in all gods and goddesses from every religion, and we celebrate their existence on planet Earth. The intention here is also to give an authentic experience of God, the experience of divine love, where there is no separation from each other. So that's his vision for this channel, and we thank you for coming today to be part of our Planetary Pooja program. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and also an AstroVed astrologer, and I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on this channel. All the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There's also a divine being of light associated with all of them. And as we do this puja, we're creating positive inner connections between us and all of them, so that their blessings can flow into us and flow into our world. So thank you for participating in this. And the planets are also having an existence inside of each of us as well. So all of this is interconnected. And as we do the puja, we start to have some deeper inner realizations about our connections with all of them. This is the chart that we're working with today. This is presented in the form of the South Indian style chart. There is a YouTube video in the description area below the video that gives a link for tutorial video about the South Indian style chart if you're not familiar with it. Each of these little boxes, each of them is a zodiac sign. There's 12 zodiac signs. There's 12 little boxes here. And in the South Indian style chart, the box for a particular zodiac sign is always in the same location. Now this here represents AC, stands for ascendant. That's the sign coming up on the eastern horizon in my location, which is Leo. We're going to work in a clockwise direction around the chart. This is Libra, which has Ketu. Over here is Capricorn, which has Pluto retrograde and Saturn retrograde. Up here is Pisces, which has Neptune retrograde and Jupiter. This is Aries, which today has Mars, Uranus, and Rahu. This is Gemini, which has the Moon and Venus. And this is Cancer, which has Sun and Mercury in it today. When Dr. Pillai taught this puja to myself and Raja, Meena Malloy's brother, many years ago, he asked us to draw the chart in chalk on a chalkboard. So I have the chart in chalkboard on a side table. Some of you may want to perhaps draw it on a blackboard or a whiteboard or even a piece of paper if you like. As we go along, I'll be offering flower petals on top of the different planets in the different signs. Flowers are often used in many religious traditions for rituals. Flowers have great purity. They're so pure that when we hold them and we're offering prayers or offering mantras, those vibrations go all the way into the causal plane, and they actually update our own Akashic records. So we're offering flower petals as we say the mantras as we go along. If you just want to listen today, that's just fine. Some people I know listen to this while they're driving to work. Obviously, we want you to keep your eyes on the road. But some of you may just even put a little bowl to put flower petals in front of your phone or in front of your computer, just offering it that way. I know some of you are actually drawing the chart at home. However you wish to participate is totally fine. There is value, Dr. Pillai says, even in just saying or hearing a name of these different beings, because their names in and of themselves are a holy sound or a quantum sound or a mantra. So as we say these sounds, we're entering into a closer interconnection to be receiving positive blessings from all of these beings. So on my side table, I have the blackboard with the chart drawn on it. I also have a tealight. I have a bell. I have a fan. I have a little bowl with water in it. And I also have a bowl with flower petals. I see someone asking in the chat, what is it? What's showing on the screen right now is the chart of the moment based on my local area here in Florida. This is showing what signs different planets are in right now. This is what I have drawn in chalk on my blackboard on the side table, and I'll be offering flower petals as we go along. So that's what it is. It's the chart, the astrological chart of right now based on my current location here in Florida. When we're broadcasting a ritual, we use the time elements based off of where the person is who's doing the ritual. For example, if Prem Raja in India, the priest, is doing a fire lab, he'll be using the time Shaktis of where he is at that moment in India. So that's what it is that's on the screen right now. I hope that has answered your question. If you can hold other questions until the end, I appreciate it. There will be a little bit of time at the end for some Q&A. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to take the little bowl of water and I'm going to dip my ring finger of my right hand in it and sprinkle some drops of water on the four sides of the little blackboard that has the chart on it, purifying some space, sprinkling some water over my own head to purify myself. And I'm sending a few drops of water into space, representing purification for all of you who are watching this or people who watch the replay later, so that now all of us are participating in the puja from a sacred space. We start with first invoking the planet that rules the day. We're going to invoke a few of the current time Shaktis. So we'll do the day, the star, the Tithi or the moon phase, the Hora or the planet that rules the hour, and we'll also mention the yoga and the Karana before we start to actually work with the chart. So today is Monday, which is ruled by the moon. We're going to honor the moon, and I will put flower petals on top of the moon on my blackboard chart as we say these sounds. And even before we do that, let me back up just another step. We start with invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes all obstacles. Om Sring Gang, Om Sring Gang, Om Sring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja for everyone. And we thank him for his help with this. Now I'm going to do some Tamil sounds, a little chant asking all the planets to be beneficial to us. I have put a link up above in the chat area for this particular chant. Asura Nalla Nalla Ave Nalla Nalla Atiyar Arvarkumikave Asura Nalla Nalla Ave Nalla Nalla Atiyar Arvarkumikave Asura Nalla Nalla Ave Nalla Nalla Atiyar Arvarkumikave. We ask all of the planets and the stars and the archetypes that we're about to invoke to be beneficial towards us. And we thank them for their help with this. We thank St. Yanasamundar for sharing this chant and Dr. Pillai for teaching it to us. Now we honor the planet that rules the day, the moon which rules Monday. I will put flower petals on top of the moon on my chalkboard chart. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now we honor the star that the moon is in at the moment. The moment the moon is in a star called Mrgasira. We honor this star, and again, I put the flower petals on top of the moon. Om Mrgasiraye Namaha. Om Mrgasiraye Namaha. Om Mrgasiraye Namaha. Next, we invoke the Tithi, or the moon phase. At the moment where I am, we are in the 13th waning moon, which is called Trayodasi in Sanskrit. Dr. Pillai said for the moon phase, we would say the Sanskrit name and add the word Devi after it, invoking that moon phase, the light being associated with that moon phase. Om Trayodasi Devye Namaha. Om Trayodasi Devye Namaha. Om Trayodasi Devye Namaha. Next, we invoke the planet that rules the hour. Each hour, each day is ruled by different planets. Right now, in my local area, the hour is being ruled by the planet Mars. We invoke Mars, and I put the flower petals on top of him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. For the yoga and the karana, Dr. Pillai said we would just say their names 3 times, that we wouldn't do flower petals for them. The yoga that's active at the moment in this area is one called Vyagata, which has energies that are fierce. Vyagata, Vyagata, Vyagata. The karana that's active at the moment is one called Garija, which has energies of increased effort. Garija, Garija, Garija. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. As I mentioned earlier, the ascendant, the sign coming up on the eastern horizon at the moment, is here in the sign of Leo. Dr. Pillai said in the beginning of this puja, we would always invoke the planet that's ruling the ascendant. Leo is ruled by the sun. So I'm going to invoke the sun and put flower petals on top of him to honor him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. From the ascendant, we now go in a clockwise direction until we come to the first rasi or sign that has a planet in it. Right now, that is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. Libra is a sign that has energies of balance and harmony, and Ketu is sometimes called the saintly planet. We honor Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu right now is in a star called Vishaka. This is a star that has competitive energies, and it provides energies that make us want to be successful, victorious, to be a winner. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on top of Ketu. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by a pair of archetypes, Indra and Agni. Indra can give blessings of leadership and courage, and Agni, the archetype of fire, can give blessings of transformation and purity. So power and purity archetypes rule this particular star. We honor them. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by the planet Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put the flower petals on top of him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules the sign of Tula or Libra, which is Venus. We honor Venus, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a sign of balance and harmony, today containing Ketu, the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi sign, continuing in the clockwise direction, is Makara or Capricorn that has planets in it, which today contains Pluto retrograde and also Saturn retrograde. We honor Pluto. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Today, Pluto is in a star called Uttarshada, a star that's capable of giving blessings for long-lasting success. We honor this star. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Om Uttarshadaye Namaha. Uttarshada star, excuse me, is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, archetypes who are light beings who each represent a particular divine universal principle. We invoke their blessings. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarshada star is ruled by the sun. We honor the sun, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules. We just honored the planet that rules Uttarshada. Now we move on to Saturn, who's retrograde, very strong today. We honor Saturn for being in Capricorn. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Saturn today is in the star of Dhanishta. This is a star of wealth, music, desire for good reputation. We honor this star. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, 8 light beings who each rule different spheres of existence. We honor them and ask for their blessings. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules the star Dhanishta, which is Mars. We honor Mars, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Makara or Capricorn, which is Saturn. Again, we honor Saturn, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a sign that has energies that help us with past life skills and abilities. Today containing Pluto, a planet that helps with rationality and science, and Saturn, a planet that can give us blessings for patience, discipline, organization. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with planets in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Neptune, who is retrograde at the moment, and also Jupiter. We honor Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Right now, Neptune is in a star called Purva Bhadrapada, a star with the fire of Kundalini, and a star that helps with purification. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, a one-footed archetype who can give us blessings to experience silence and also forgiveness. We honor him. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor Jupiter for being in the sign of Meena or Pisces. We honor him again, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttara Bhadrapada. Dr. Pillai says this is a star that can help us with business development. We honor this star. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada star is ruled by Arbundia, a deity who, among other things, can help with protecting valuables, treasures, precious things. We ask for his blessings. Om Arbundiaye Namaha. Om Arbundiaye Namaha. Om Arbundiaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada star is ruled by Saturn. We honor Saturn, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Om Sanishwaraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Meena or Pisces, which is Jupiter. Again, we honor Jupiter, and I put more flower petals on top of him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, a zodiac sign that is the most metaphysical, the most transcendental of all of the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that can help with our intuition and our ability to understand our own inner self. And Jupiter, a planet that helps with spiritual teachings, our relationships with spiritual teachers, and our spiritual community. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Mesha or Aries, which today contains Mars, Uranus, and Rahu. All of them are in the same star right now, so I'm going to honor all three of those planets before I invoke the star. We start with honoring Mars, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Ram Prajapataye Namaha. Now we honor Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Mars, Uranus, and Rahu are all in a star today called Bharani. This is a star that's symbolized as the yoni, the female private parts. And it's a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine energy or Shakti or power. We honor this star. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Bharani's star is ruled by Yama, and among other things, Yama is an archetype of justice. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani's star is ruled by Venus. We honor Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. The sign of Mesha or Aries is ruled by Mars. We honor Mars, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Mesha or Aries, a fire sign with very active energy, today containing Mars, a planet with both warrior and healer energies. Uranus, a planet that gives blessings for high intelligence and innovation. And Rahu, a planet that helps us to think outside the box and helps us to make friends with new technologies. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Mithuna or Gemini, which today contains the moon and also Venus. Gemini is a sign with a great range of energies. We start with honoring the moon, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Today, the moon is in a star called Mrgashira. This is a star that has energies of curiosity, a star that helps us to be open to learning new things, having new experiences, trying new adventures. We honor this star. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Om Mrgashiraye Namaha. Mrgashira star is ruled by Soma, a form of the moon. It's where he's celebrated in a liquid form, a kind of divine nectar of immortality. We honor this form of the moon, and I put the flower petals on top of the moon because he's the one in that star. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Om Somaye Namaha. Mrgashira star is ruled by Mars. We honor Mars, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Next, we honor Venus for being in Gemini, and I put flower petals on top of Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus is in a star called Ardra, a star symbolized as a teardrop of compassion. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Om Ardraye Namaha. Ardra is ruled by a form of Shiva called Rudra. In this form as Rudra, he comes and destroys negativity. Om Rudraye Namaha. Om Rudraye Namaha. Om Rudraye Namaha. Ardra star is ruled by Rahu. We honor Rahu, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Gemini, which is Mercury. I put flower petals on top of Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Matuna or Gemini, a sign with a great range of energies, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions, and Venus, a planet of happiness and also diplomacy, and also has healing energies, and is a planet that helps us with material plane comforts. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Karkata or Cancer, which today contains the Sun and Mercury. We honor the Sun, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Today the Sun is in a star called Pushya, which is a star symbolized as a cow's udder. It has energies of nourishment, and it's considered to be the most spiritually auspicious of all the stars. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on top of the Sun. Om Pushyaye Namaha. Om Pushyaye Namaha. Om Pushyaye Namaha. Pushya's star is ruled by Brihaspati, a form of Jupiter in which he's a great teacher. He's a teacher so wise that he's even considered a teacher of the gods themselves. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Pushya's star is ruled by Saturn. We honor Saturn, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Next, we honor Mercury for being in Cancer, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Mercury is in a star called Aslesha. This is a star that has great mystical power. We honor this star. Om Asleshaye Namaha. Om Asleshaye Namaha. Om Asleshaye Namaha. Aslesha star is ruled by Mercury. Again, we honor Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Karkata or Cancer, which is the moon. We honor the moon, and I put flower petals on top of him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Now I'm going to take the lit tea light and I'm going to hold it over the blackboard that has the chart drawn over it. And I'm going to hold it above the flower petals on the chart and pass it around them 3 times in a clockwise direction over the whole chart, offering all these divine beings that we have just invoked, the element of light. Next, I'm going to take a fan. Some of you might take a lit incense stick. I have a housemate who's sensitive to scent. So I'm waving a little hand fan 3 times around the chart, offering the element of a cooling air. And next, I'm going to take a bell and offer the element of sound 3 times around the chart. We make a sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them for their positive blessings. We ask them to bless us, our families, our friends, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools. We ask them to bless our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire planet. We pray to them and ask that may everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your private prayers silently for a minute, and then I'll take some Q&A. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our afternoon or our evening in peace. Now I can open up for a little bit of Q&A, question and answers. If you have a question, you're welcome to post it in the chat. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate your participation, your support, whether you post in the chat or whether you're just here silently. It's all very, very appreciated. So thank you everyone for being here. Appreciate your joining with us in prayer and honoring all of these divine beings. And I hope that those of you who are coming regularly are starting to see the movement of the moon, that he's entering into different stars and different signs rather regularly. And even some of the other planets are changing. Like today, Mercury had moved out of Pooja and was now in a different star. So yes, when we were with him last week, he was in Pooja's star. This week now he has moved into a Sasha star. Things like that, that you start to see that every moment is new, which is one of Dr. Pillai's teachings. And this helps us to perhaps have a fresher or a new perspective on that. That every day the energies are different that are being sent our way, and for us to be appreciative of that and take advantage of that, because this particular combination of time elements will not come around again. So, and then honoring these planets, of course, and these divine beings helps us to create a positive connection with them so that they are sending more blessings into our lives and into indeed our entire planet. So we do appreciate it if you can press the like button, if you can subscribe to the channel. Dr. Pillai wishes for the Religion of Religions channel to grow. His vision is for someday to have programming on it 24/7. We're not quite there yet, but we are adding more programs, and we appreciate your checking out the other programs that are on the channel. So I'm not seeing any questions coming through in the chat. A lot of thank yous. My pleasure, truly. It's my pleasure to do this. And I say thank you to Dr. Pillai for the opportunity to be doing this. It's a great blessing for all of us to have this service and to have this channel and to have more programs being added. I'd like to give a shout out to our channel manager, Ronnie, who helps with creating the videos. And I'd like to give a shout out to the team behind the scenes that helps set up the Zoom links and the YouTube links and all of that stuff for us. So thank you very much for that. Last week, someone in the chat did a beautiful share of saying recently she had experienced, I guess with her third eye, seeing Dr. Pillai swallowing the 9 planets and then turning into the king of the universe. So this was a beautiful divine experience. And I think that it helps us to appreciate Dr. Pillai is sponsoring this program. And he is helping to even change the job descriptions of the planets so that there's more positive energy coming onto our planet here on Earth. So there's more going on on this channel all the time. He really wants this channel to help us all to have an experience of love, of the divine, etc. So hopefully we're starting to open up and allow those blessings to flow into us. So I'm going to, since we don't have any questions, I'll go ahead and start to close out. Someone saying they wish that we would continue our lessons. I will try to do perhaps some astrology videos for the Pillai Center Practice channel. I'll try to get that put together. All right. Thank you for that request. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Love and blessings to all of you. I'll be here again tomorrow. And I'll be here Monday through Friday in the time to come ahead. Namaste.